Hello and welcome to Drawing with Mr. Maddie. I'll be your host, Mr. Maddie. So today, our objective is to draw in 1 point perspective. This is also known as linear perspective, which I think sounds a whole lot cooler. Why are we doing this? Why are we learning to draw in perspective? Well, first, it's fun. Also, it enhances your skills, your art skills. What skills or what jobs might utilize these skills? I'm thinking an architect, a engineer, an engineer, the list goes on and on. It's knowing how to draw in perspective will change your understanding of the world around you. It will change the way you look at how things are built. It'll change the way you walk down a street. Success criteria, okay, for today. What are we doing? I would like you to draw along with me, and let's finish about 4 panels together, okay? How are we going to do it? Well, I'll show you. First things first, I have some basic paper here, just 8.5 by 11, nothing special. It could be lined paper, which I think is even more helpful. You're going to fold it in half, like a hamburger, then give yourself another hamburger. Make sure you get it real close to the corners there. Now you have yourself a nice 4-way panel. Then I'll come in here with my handy dandy ruler and my super sharp pencil with an eraser and very lightly shoot my laser beams. We draw it light until we get it right. Ooh, that's slightly off. Good thing I did that light. Shoo. That's a little bit better. Okay. So let's draw some Spongebobs. Let's draw SpongeBob in space. We'll zoom in here for you. So first thing I want to do is lay out the horizon line, and let's do this. Let's do this medium, high, then low. Medium, high, and low. When you're done, you'll have something like this. Remember, your horizon line literally makes an H. Pew, pew, that is an H. This is an H. That is an H. Horizon lines go left and right. It is where the sun comes up and goes down. It's also where your vanishing point lives. So let's start with putting our vanishing point there. Remember, a vanishing point makes a V, and if you add a line to your V, that shows you it goes up and down. And your H, remember, is flat like the horizon. It goes left and right. Parallel are 2 lines that never intersect. Horizon line is parallel to the bottom of the page. And you'll note that the horizon line is perpendicular to your horizon line, where if they intersected, they'd make a nice right angle. That's 90 degrees. But that's enough math for now. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Let's start by connecting our dot to our corners of our little panel page here. And let's make a sidewalk and a fence. And let's put this in about 1 finger width. Then come over here to the other side, make it about 1 fat finger width. And we're going to laser beam, and I hope you make a sound with me when we do this. You got to go, pew! Connect your lasers, doing it super light, rather fast, sharp pencil, and barely touching the page. Pew! Laser beams. Now, we're going to draw a sidewalk. We're not going to go diagonally, which about 90% of us want to do. Diagonal is something that does not go vertical or horizontal. A diagonal goes at an angle. It's the combination of both. Okay? We want to go parallel to the ground. So what's helpful is get your ruler on here, and you're going to back it up and visually see what that ruler is doing. That's what a fence does. Or sorry, that's what a sidewalk does. Is it goes parallel to the ground. A fence goes up and down. Fence goes up and down. Sidewalk goes left and right. So let's start by making some dots on what will be our sidewalk. Notice my dots get a little closer as they go further away. That is because things that get further away get smaller and closer. It's the curvature of the earth is doing that. It's science. That's why it's happening. And we're going to go ahead and do the best we can to keep these lines parallel to the bottom of our page. And this is why I love clear rulers for this. It is so helpful. I can kind of eyeball it and make sure that my lines are pretty straight. These lines are going to be parallel both to my horizon and the bottom of my page. And voila. Maybe I'll do these last little tiny ones freehand. I'm cheating. Don't cheat. I'm cheating. And let's clean this up. Hello. Hello, sidewalk. If you want to be a real go-getter, you could put like a little edge on it, which is overkill, but I like to overkill it. Oh, wow. Now that sidewalk is off the ground. You don't have to do this step. I just think it's fun. Pew, pew, pew. That's a pretty neat sidewalk. Next, we're going to do a fence. And we are going to do this vertically. So I'll line my ruler up to the right side of the page, kind of eyeball it. Let's do this fence a little bit further apart. And then as it gets further away, it'll get nice and tight. So let's start with one vertical line. Vertical line. Notice they're parallel, and I can kind of eyeball it as I work. Then I'll cheat just a little bit. Only cheat when you get further away. And I like to tell my students this is a game. You're just learning the rules to the game of perspective. If you want to be a real go-getter, you can crisscross these and make it look like, I don't know, maybe a wooden fence. You don't have to do this. I'm just playing around. I'm having fun. Yeah, why not? Just real lightly, just for fun. Cool. Okay, we've got a fence. We've got this. We've got that. Let's add Spongebob. We'll do a giant Spongebob. What Spongebob is doing out of water, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I'm adding kind of a dotted line to my road here, just for fun. But Spongebob is easy when he goes above and below the horizon. So let's start with Spongebob, good old-fashioned rectangle. I know I'm going a little bit fast, but I want you to take your time. We're going to start with a nice rectangular Spongebob. You will note that my Spongebob goes above the horizon and below because we're keeping it simple. We're just learning. So I have my rectangle. I feel like that could be better. Okay, let's put his two goofy eyes in here. He's got his big, silly eyes. He's out of water, so he looks a little bit stressed. He's got his big smile, his cheeks, signature teeth. Maybe let's make him a little bit shriveled up because he's out of water. Okay, here's a hat. Why not? Okay, so first you need his pants. And I'm noticing it's perfectly on line with the horizon, and I didn't mean to do that, but we can cut some corners. We have his pants right here. Okay. So what we need to do is connect the dot. Let's connect the corners to the vanishing point. Now these are called search lines, remember? you very lightly, with a ruler, don't cheat like Mr. Matty, use a ruler and very lightly look around for how this can connect to your vanishing point. When you get there, you'll see that you got these extra lines here that you can get rid of. And it just so happens that my Spongebob landed right in the horizon line, so when I add his pants, put a dot here, I can line this up, and you can see that his pants will actually have a little bit of an angle. Let's make his goofy shirt, triangle, triangle. And there you go, a couple of legs. Very cool. So what I want you to do is to invent your own SpongeBob scene. Perhaps your own city. It doesn't have to be SpongeBob. Minecraft is a great way to think about it. I know that Minecraft world is all 1 point perspective. I just want to finesse my Spongebob here. Cool. He's missing arms though. Let's give him a couple arms. A couple of fingers there. That is a really bad arm, but I'm not here to draw arms. I'm here to practice drawing cubes in space. What's up, SpongeBob? Oh, eyelashes. Duh. He's looking thirsty. Cool. So you have two other horizon lines we just laid out, and then one free space. I want you to play around with a couple examples of drawing your own road. Notice that the road doesn't always have to be dead center. This is kind of your camera or your view being a little bit to the left. Maybe you want your road way to the right. Okay, it's up to you. We're just playing connect the dot. We're experimenting. Maybe in one of yours you'll see that your SpongeBob is flying. Maybe he's above the ground, kind of eyeballing it. I want you to use your ruler. Play it around. Draw 4 different SpongeBobs, and the more detail you have in here, the better. Always put maybe some mountains in the background. Mountains actually get darker closer to your eye, and as they get further away, they get lighter. That's because of the water in the air making things all misty. So, your objective, to draw in linear perspective, I want you to invent your very own perspective drawing and play around and experiment. Maybe you just want to draw a town with a house, but you're going to use a ruler and you're not going to cheat like Mr. Matty, right? Maybe you want to draw a train. Oh, on a train track. Very similar to your sidewalk idea. Sure, let's make this a train. Cuckoo. Maybe this train car is way back here. Then you got like some big old smokestack up here. I'm always drawing mountains in the background. Some mountains back there, maybe some clouds. Maybe some old broken fence crisscross. Whatever it is, play around with perspective. Notice that my tumbleweeds, I don't even know, maybe these are trees, get a little smaller as they go back. But I want you to play. I want you to play around, see how many objects you can make in perspective. And remember, if you keep it nice and square, like parallel to the top and sides of your page, you'll see that these things are way easier. And don't forget, when you go above the horizon line, you're going to start seeing the bottom of things. So you have to play laser beam and find your shapes. Experiment. I want you to play with this, okay? So have fun. Draw 4 of these. Draw as much as you can. Practice makes perfect. And you got to fail a little bit to get it right. So have fun, experiment, get messy, and make some mistakes. Mr.